Okay, now let's talk about legal considerations for AI generated content. So in this one, we'll explore the legal landscape surrounding AI generated content. As AI becomes more prevalent in content creation, understanding these legal considerations is crucial for any writer or content creator. So first of all, let's talk about intellectual property issues. So there's the copyright for AI generated works. The legal status of AI created content is still evolving. So right now, the idea is that AI can't think for itself, therefore it doesn't own the intellectual property. Whatever it comes up with, whatever. And I guess the argument for that case, from my side, would be that I'm the one giving it the prompts. Like it wouldn't just generate this text without me giving it a prompt. And second, like I've told you many times, you need to constrain AI so that it gives you what you're looking for. And so, in terms of AI generated works and content and copyright and all that, I mean, it's definitely something that's evolving because it's such a new thing. Ownership and authorship debates: who owns content created by AI, the user, the AI company, or is it public domain? Potential infringement risks: AI might inadvertently reproduce copyrighted material. So, of course, it's important to note that laws vary by country and are still developing in this area. So, please watch out for that and be mindful of that. Let's discuss data privacy and protection. So, compliance with data protection regulations: familiarize yourself with laws like GDPR in Europe or CCPA in California. Ethical use of data in AI training. So, ensure that AI tools you use adhere to data protection standards. And personal data and prompts: be cautious about including personal or sensitive information in your AI prompts. So ultimately, protecting privacy is not just ethical, it's often a legal requirement. So then we have liability and accountability. So determining responsibility for AI generated content: as the user, you're often responsible for the final output, especially because you're the one that's going to be publishing it or sending it out to the world. Potential legal risks: these include defamation, misinformation, and copyright infringement, which we've talked about already. Duty of care: you have a responsibility to verify and validate AI generated content. Remember, using AI doesn't absolve you of legal responsibility for your published work. So then we have the concept of the legal landscape for AI. It's rapidly evolving. The First Amendment protections: there's an ongoing debate about whether AI generated content is protected speech. Evolving case law and precedents. So keep an eye on court decisions, AI and content creation. There are international variations, so be aware that laws and interpretations can vary significantly between countries. So this area of law is dynamic, so staying informed is crucial. Best practices for legal compliance. So develop clear policies for AI use and content creation. Establish guidelines within your organization. Stay informed about legal developments. Regularly update your knowledge on AI and copyright law. Consult with experts. When in doubt, seek professional legal advice. Document your AI use. Keep records of how AI was used in your content creation process. And this is actually pretty easy to do because all of the ones that I showed you, at least, you can go back through your history. I just hid my history because it would just be so long. But you can just, on the left side, you can it'll click out and you can see your history. For the one that I showed you about burning that guy burning his finger until it was sizzled and brown, that was something I did back in 2023. So I just searched through and I found it right there. So you will have records that are found right there. I also have a record of the prompts that I wrote to get something. So like with the t-shirt shop that I have, I'll have the shirts that I made in January, for example. They're going to have, where I said the AI prompt that I used to get these product descriptions, and I'll have my product descriptions. So I have both documents that show that. So I think it is really important to document how you used AI. So use reputable AI tools, choose AI services that prioritize legal compliance and transparency. I would say like what Claude did to us with that music, with that rap that we were trying to write, I would say always err on the side of caution. So if you don't want to push past that, like, oh, I understand that Claude still gave us something that was interesting to read, and we could definitely rap that if we wanted to go to a rap battle competition sometime. But the bottom line is use reputable AI tools and err on the side of caution. So implementing these practices can help mitigate some of the risks. The next thing I wanted to go over was a case study. So here's one example of just one case study that's out there in the world right now. So there is a prominent case study regarding AI generated content and copyright issues. So it involves Getty Images versus Stability AI. So Getty Images, which is a stock photo agency, sued Stability AI who are the developers of the image generator Stable Diffusion, they alleged that Stability AI used millions of Getty copyrighted images without permission to train their AI model. So they're not even using these in the image generation, but they used it to train the AI model. So what happened is there was a result. So the results in AI generated images that closely resembled and potentially infringed upon Getty's original works. So this lawsuit highlights the legal complexities surrounding the use of copyrighted material in AI training and the potential for copyright infringement claims against AI companies using such methods. So key points about the case: the allegation, Getty Images claims that Stability AI's AI model generates images that are substantially similar to their copyrighted photographs, constituting copyright infringement due to the unauthorized use of their image database in the training process. Legal implications: this case explores the legal boundaries of fair use within the context of AI development, particularly regarding the extent to which copyrighted materials can be used to train AI models without infringing on the original copyright holder's rights. So there's an impact on industry. The outcome of this case could significantly influence how AI companies develop their models, potentially requiring stricter licensing agreements with content providers and avoid copyright infringement lawsuits. So the bottom line is, this is one of many cases that are out there in the use of AI. So some questions just to consider are: what are the key legal issues in this case or any of the cases that you see? How might this case impact your use of AI in writing? And what steps could have been taken to prevent this legal issue? So there's that.